What is going on, everybody? Depraved.
Hello.
Back with Pound. This is the Pound / Marvel Media Podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a treat for you. Starting this week, we are going to try, this is not a guarantee, we are going to try to do one of these every week, as well as our review of whatever's going on. So you're going to get 2 podcasts a week. First one on Monday or Tuesday. The second one on Thursday. So what that means is this is the first time we're doing the Comic Corner. If you saw the thumbnail on YouTube, it looks really cool. Mm-hmm. I put a lot of time into it.
Yes, you showed me that. I said, damn. So much.
It was a lot of fun putting it together.
I was like, wow.
And this week, we are actually going to cover the first 6 issues of Thor, Son of Asgard.
Yep. Fun fact, I binged the shit out of it.
Also, fun fact, I had a thought there, and then you were talking, and I got distracted, and I no longer remember what I was going to say now.
It'll come back to you.
Maybe. So anyways, this is where we're going to read through comic series. Honestly, we're starting chronologically at the beginning. Technically, this came out in 2018, but it's supposed to be set way, way, way long ago.
Right.
Until people started telling us, hey, you should check this out.
Right.
And even then, we still may stick to what we're doing just because it's fun to get the stories as they happen, as opposed to just jumping around. Because sometimes, like if you read Civil War, there's things going on in other comic series that lead into that, so you don't really know how you got there. You know what that story is.
Right.
But it's fun to see how the evolution of Marvel happened story-wise. But yeah, so this came out in 2004, which ironically enough was the year I graduated. It is written by Akira Yoshida.
And I didn't graduate. I was like in 5th grade.
Right. They were penciled by Greg Tocchini, something like that. Mm-hmm. And it was inked by Jay Leisten. Who else? I don't know. Y'all comic book people and your weird last names, all right?
He's like, I'm going to butcher the fuck out of this
Akira Yoshida is the only one I got right, and it's not even American.
Right, that's it.
Now, this first 6 issues, we're going to try and cover 6 issues at a time of any given comic, depending on, obviously there will be some times where it might be 1 or 2 more, 1 or 2 less, just depends on the story arc, what's going on, so forth and so on.
Right.
But yeah, this is covering the first 6 issues, which is the Warriors Teen story arc, which is a play on the Warriors 3. So starting off, the Warriors 3 were Thor, Boulder, and Sif.
Right.
Eventually, Thor goes on to do his own thing, and they pick up another guy and they become the Warriors 3.
Right.
I don't remember what his name is right off the top of my head, but not in this series. This series is just these 3, mostly. Right. So something we're also going to do that's a little different. Mm-hmm. I have put together this wonderful visual aid for you guys to see.
Look at our happy faces.
They can't see it.
Oh, they can't see it. Never mind. You don't see our happy faces.
Dear God, Ralph. I haven't switched full-blown screens yet. So we're going to go ahead and switch screens. Now, something you guys are going to see that's a little different on this screen. We're not on this specific screen, so you're not actually going to see us. This is just a chance for us to be able to show you guys. I didn't even put you down there when I switched over, you motherfucker. But yeah, so we're just going to go through, show you guys some people and some places that we're going to discover in these 6 issues. So that when we're talking about things, you know who we're talking about. So this is definitely more of a visual aid for those of you watching on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, fast forward like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. So this first screen is just our title screens, people and places. And I've replaced, I basically put 3 pictures of us that I fucked around on an app with and made.
I look good. I don't care.
Made from 3 other pictures that are already there. We look like Disney characters.
I look like a badass Disney character.
Sure. But yeah, so basically what we're going to be doing, we're going to be taking turns at the end of this. Like, I'm going to pick the first one. He'll pick the next one next week when we do it. And we're going to replace our pictures with people who we felt were the more important characters in these arcs.
Yep.
And it'll be a fun little thing that you guys can come back and see who we think was the best characters. I don't know, something stupid. Okay, just bear with us.
We're winging it, people. Let's go.
All right. So, first starting off, we're going to talk about the characters.
Right.
As you see on this screen, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 characters that really show up in this that are actually named.
Right.
These are all characters that actually have major or minor parts in the story that are actually pointed out. Like, Enchantress does make an appearance in issue 5 or 6.
Right.
But it's one little fight scene where you see her fighting, and she's not mentioned by name. She's not talked about, nothing. But you know it's Enchantress.
But you can see her, right?
So like, we're not going to show her on here. So the main people, Heimdall. Again, for those of you that don't know, Heimdall is the guy that controls the Bifrost basically, and watches out for very poorly in the MCU for people trying to invade.
He didn't see that shit.
he missed a lot of things in those movies.
A lot of shit. Oh my god! But yeah.
And then we see Odin, the Allfather.
Right. Odin.
Many of you should know who Odin is. Thor, son of Odin.
Right.
Balder, brother of Thor. A lot of people they did not touch on that in the MCU, but he is referenced as Thor's brother throughout a lot of the comics. Now, what's funny though is he's just referenced as a friend in this series.
Yeah. But you say like that's his brother. I said, oh okay, or one of his brothers, I guess.
Right. You've got Sif,
right,
who is actually the daughter of Heimdall.
Oh, yep.
Which she's never referenced as in the MCU, I don't think.
Right. That'd have been interesting to reference that though. That would have been kind of. I mean, I guess that wouldn't make sense because he's. I mean, I guess it could. But.
Then you've got Loki.
Right. The one and only
stepbrother.
Yep.
Adopted. Then the other 3 people you're going to see, aside from these guys bickering with each other mostly, is Hakurai, which is a dragon. He's actually got a pretty cool moment.
He really does.
Nori, who I was completely underwhelmed when we found out who he was.
Right, it's just a big ass bird.
He's a big ass bald eagle.
Dang.
I was expecting something glamorous.
Right, he came in,
and it's like, nah, okay. He's just an eagle.
Just a big ass eagle. Well, all right, cool.
And then the main villain of this arc, Carnilla, the Norn Queen, which you spend most of the first 3 issues hoping it's like Enchantress, and then she pops up and you're like, who?
Like, who is this?
Somebody somewhere is going to be like, you don't know who Carnilla is? And
I can't wait to pick that one. So I'm like, I know Enchantress and I know Hela. We got 2 of them. And we got this woman. Who? Why?
Next up are the places we're going to get to visit in these comics. We start with Asgard.
Yep.
Which is Asgard.
Yep.
We've got the Hidden Hills of Asgard, which they're on their way to somewhere specific. I don't remember where it is, but they get stopped in the Hidden Hills in that part.
Right.
So yeah, there's the Hidden Hills of Asgard. There's Jotunheim, or Jotunheim, I think is how it's pronounced. Jotunheim.
Yep. Notice he's saying this because if I start saying shit, I'm gonna butcher that.
That's one of the other realms where the ice giants are actually.
Right.
There's the Mines of Genia.
Right.
Which is a pretty fun little part, and then you've got the Lilitha Woods, which is also a pretty fun little moment. Lilitha.
That's what I told you. I told him the camera's turned on. I'm gonna butcher this shit. That's what
you said it fine earlier.
Oh no, I did. When the camera was on, I said like that, and the camera's on. I said fuck no, hell no.
He said no.
That's what I was gonna let him say the half of this shit.
Right, we're gonna go back to us now. All right,
we're back. Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We are back, guys. Yeah. That is it, man.
All right, so we're going to exit full screen so I can switch over to the outline. All right, so we're going to start off with issue 1, which is the Warriors Teen Part 1, released March 10th, 2004. Now, each one of these issues did have a specific name that I did not write down, but they're all a part of the Warriors Teen arc. They even say Warriors Teen Part 1, Warriors Teen Part 2, but each one also had some glamorous name that was like Genia or whatever. So you won't get those names. Now, issue 1 is basically just an introductory comic.
And they really did show like the introduction.
They go through. They show Asgard. They show Heimdall. They show Odin.
They show Odin. They show all the realms, like
all the realms and things like that. And then they kind of zoom in where Thor is trying to pick up the hammer and is unable to.
And he's like, ugh, ugh, like he's making the noises as he's doing it.
Right. And you see Thor, Balder, and Sif end up getting into a conversation with each other about Loki. Where Sif is basically saying, like, I don't trust him, he's going to try to kill you. And he's like, you need to leave my brother alone.
Right. Damn.
But then Loki decides to try and prove Sif right, by the way.
Yeah.
And sends, lucky for me, giant spiders.
Right. Oh, I was going to say, yeah, giant spider. He did like some weird little...
Yeah, he had like these 3 spiders, and then he did the spell, and they became these giant spiders.
Niggas about to have a heart attack. What the fuck?
They end up, honestly, beating the spiders pretty quickly.
Right.
And pretty
but they
easily.
snuck into like the armory or... No, they were already...
They'd snuck into an armory.
Right. Grab your sword. I was like, okay.
They end up beating the spiders pretty easily, and just as they finish them off, Odin comes in with his group of people to see what all the ruckus is.
Right.
He realizes that these teenagers have all finished off these giant spiders.
Working together as a team.
And Odin was like, hey, meet me in the throne room.
Right.
Grab your brother.
Right.
So...
Right.
They all get there. Odin pretty much, once they all get there, Odin's like, Loki, I know what you did.
Right. Well, he said like, well, go clean up the armory.
Basically, go clean up the bathrooms.
Right, go clean the bathroom. And Loki was like, what? He's like, I didn't do this. I'm like, there's some spider shits there.
Right.
I'm not saying it's you, but
it's definitely you.
It's like
it's not you,
but it's you.
It's you.
It's like, he's like, oh, like what the hell? This is teen shit. He's like, but mom, I'm gonna get mom for this.
So he gets sent off, and Odin decides he's going to create a legendary sword, and he's going to give it to whoever he feels is most worthy.
Right.
And he says, he says he needs 4 mystic elements.
Right.
The first one is Nostrand, which is where they were headed when they ran into the Hidden Hills.
Right.
But it's
you said scales.
The first one's in Nostrand, where they find a scale from the hide of the dragon Hakurai.
Right.
Which will be used to make the blade unbreakable.
Right.
Jotunheim for a feather from the wing of a snow eagle Nori.
Right.
I guess when I said snow eagle, I should have just known. I was still expecting something way more glamorous.
He was in there. It's a damn eagle. What the?
And that will make the sword light and swift.
Right. Light and swift.
And then to Ginia for a jewel from the mines
for balance.
To help balance the blade.
Told you I was ready.
But it's more than just balancing the blade, though. It's balancing the blade and the person.
Right, and the person. It's like good and evil.
It's pretty cool how they do that.
Right.
And then to Lilitha for a vial of water from the lake of Lilitha, which will ensure that the sword remains pure.
Bruh, somebody told me this question. I said, I'm out, bro. Fuck, what? Bro, I'm not doing this.
Thor jumps on it.
Of course he jumps on it.
He says, we're going to go do this.
Well, then you do it by yourself.
We're not there yet.
No, I'm not there.
He says, we're going to do this. And then the next thing we see all 3 of them just outside of Asgard getting ready to leave, where they're being watched behind the mirror by somebody. Ooh. And I remember being like, oh, Enchantress. It's Enchantress.
Oh, he was so in it. I was like, I was thinking like Enchantress. I was like, well, what if it's somebody else? And this is just like
he was kind of hoping for Hela.
I was hoping for Hela,
but it's still way too early for their lives to be dealing with her yet.
And I was like, well, what if it's somebody else then? And that was just me just bullshitting. Right. And I'm like, what if it's somebody else? Like, just like throwing it out there. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be. Never mind. Like, okay.
And that's the end of that issue.
That's the end of the first issue.
So then we go into issue 2, which is the Warriors Team Part 2. Came out March 31st, 2004. So it came out, what was it, like a couple weeks later?
Yep, right behind it.
It was about 3 weeks later, 2-3 weeks later. And we start off with our heroes walking through the Hidden Hills as they begin to argue.
Oh, they were arguing.
Which it's funny how they go into it too, because Thor is like, I feel you guys burning a hole through me.
He said, we're friends,
so
right?
We're,
he said,
we're friends. Go ahead and say whatever it is you got to say. And they let him have it.
They tore him a new one, bro. I said, you don't start off with, hey, we're friends, right? So we can tell each other. I'm like, bro, don't do this.
Basically, Balder and Sif, and I actually agree with them in this. Balder and Sif aren't happy that they weren't asked. It wasn't that they didn't want to do it. But Thor didn't ask them if they wanted to join him.
Yeah, he was Thor could have went by himself.
Thor was just like, yeah, we're going to do it.
Right. Y'all could have just stayed back at Asgard and all that.
Well, no, that's just it. They wouldn't have. You failed. You think just like Thor. You fail to realize what the problem is.
Yeah, I probably would fail. I know I would have. Yeah, no, you're right. I said, hey, yo, I'm with Thor. Let's go. Fuck it. Let's do it.
They weren't asked. If they would have just, if Thor would have just been like, hey, do you guys want to go on this quest with me? Balder and Sif, hands down, would have been like, yes, let's go. No problems. Thor didn't do that. Thor said, we're going. I'd have whooped his ass.
It should have been the next page. Balder actually literally throws a fucking boulder at his ass.
I'm surprised Sif didn't.
I'm surprised. They just start fighting, and then that's when the dragon came down and burned them alive. All right, end the whole scene. We're done, guys. That's it.
Although I do like Thor, though. He says something about being a man means Baldur needs to step up when Odin asks.
Yeah, he said that's it. That means both. That's what I text you. I said, Baldur being a bitch. Stop being a bitch. Let's go.
And then
that's what Thor
it was great, though, because then Sif was like, I'm better than both of you. And she's like,
Sif came out of blue.
She walks in front of him. She's like, I'm going to lead.
Yeah, Sif was on one, like, damn. And then they're like, we got to catch up to her.
Right. So as they're walking through the Hidden Hills, they happen to run into Hakurai.
Yeah, the dragon just...
And again, Thor being Thor, instead of taking the time to think about how they're going to overcome...
This is the MCU Thor for
what
real.
just happened. Ignorant little teenage Thor decides he's just going to run right into battle.
That's what he did in Thor 1. He just like...
It took him all of 0.5 seconds to get smacked.
He got slapped. He
and
was
knocked
like,
out.
Thor, what happened? Like, bro, he is knocked out, bro.
I was expecting Chris Rock to come up and be like... Or Chris Tucker to come up and be like, you got knocked the
fuck out. No, I was ready for this spell. Gotcha, bitch. Because he got swept. It's so fucked up, bro. But it's so funny.
But then, and this is another part though that I like, because it does show they do care for Thor. They're just mad at him.
Right.
But
because they were like, Thor, you're all right.
They were legit mad he got hurt. They're like, oh hell no, you hurt Thor?
Yeah, no, they were
fuck you
right.
Up.
No, yeah, they were mad. They were kind of pissed off. Like he got hurt.
They all kind of get whomped though because they're not working together.
Nope.
Baldur gets over to Thor, and Thor's like, yo, we need to work together.
That was his
and
first
then Baldur's like, all right, climb the mountain.
Yeah.
And we'll distract him.
Right.
So they go and distract him. They attack basically the non-armored parts of the dragon because everything's like heavily armored.
And this dragon is like a badass. He's literally like, "You are not defeating me." I'm like, okay.
So yeah,
he's literally like giving him the business right now, man.
So like Sif is shooting arrows into his ear,
and that's
sure. Baldur is stabbing him in the webbing between his fingers.
Like
it's a bad 5-finger fillet game.
Right. They're really trying to, and the dragon's like, "Yo, fuck that. You're still not hurting me. Like, you know who I am."
Right.
Like, literally.
But then, yeah, so Thor jumps off, stabs, basically lands on Hakurai's head.
Yeah.
Knocking him out. Thor and Baldur and Sif at this point agree they're going to work together to strengthen their bond as Loki watches from the distance. You see Loki just kind of sitting there watching what's going on.
He's just watching. Yep.
And then our warriors are curious as to how the dragon knew that they would be there.
When I saw Loki, I said, "Oh damn, he involved in all this shit." And I was like, "Here we go."
And then the issue ends again with the mysterious person hiding behind the mirror.
They wrong. I feel like they wrong.
Ready to pounce.
Ready to pounce. Pouncing lesson. Turn around, Zazu. Pouncing lesson.
Right. Zazu.
Mufasa.
All right. So then we get to issue 3. Came out April 14th of 2004.
And we went from hot to cold. Goddamn.
Yeah, we go from the Hidden Hills. We are now in Jotunheim.
And you can just see that like, whoever drew it perfectly, they're like freezing to death, bro. Like, oh my god.
Right. Where our heroes begin to argue yet again.
This is the second time. Boom.
This time they're mad that they're actually in this place because it's so fucking cold.
It's like, well, no one told you to get here. I'm like, bro, we are really about to die arguing. That is the funniest shit.
They have a moment where they decide they're going to split their ways.
Yeah, they're ready to go. Yeah, split their ways.
And then Baldur's like, yo, look, let's put this behind us. We're going to do a lot better if we all stick together. And they don't even have time to reconcile before they get attacked by little ice imps.
Yeah, pixies. Pixies.
Little ice pixies.
And they're like, what the fuck is that? They're like little things. They're just on them. Yeah, they're on them.
Yeah, they're stabbing them with little ice stickers and shit.
And I like how freaked out they're like, what is this thing? They're little things.
In my notes. Now, I write these notes as I'm reading this. These are the first times. I actually said, because right before the ice imps attack,
right, we
see the person behind the mirror again, and at this point I actually put in my notes beginning to think it's Enchantress.
Right.
It's not. But that's who I thought it was at this point. So the ice imps attack our heroes. We learn that when struck down, they regenerate. So how do you beat something that regenerates? Because as long as they're touching the ground,
because he hits them,
they're drawing the ice
right
to become full again.
Right. Was that I thought that was kind of cool? Like you kept hitting them, they're coming, they just come right back up.
Sif recognized the attack style they used though,
right? And
she tells them, she's like, hey. Anytime they rotate in a certain direction,
rotation.
Just time it. Whenever they land, hit them.
Right.
which they still regenerate though.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, they can figure out how to knock them down, but they
keep
can't
going
actually
back
beat
up.
them.
In fact, faster.
But then Balder thinks about it, and he pops one up into the air,
Right.
and has Thor swing his sword and knock a couple of them out, and they
Right.
don't come back because they're not touching the ground to be able to do so.
So you playing hot potato with a damn pixie. Here we go.
So at this point, they make super quick work out of the imps,
Right.
and then all of a sudden, Nori comes down, and again, I was super disappointed.
He
It was
did a
just-
superhero landing eagle style.
It was just a regular ass bald eagle.
And then he's such a bitch though. He's like I would have came, but you know you guys had it.
Well,
I'm like,
yeah.
damn.
So what's funny is Thor's quick to blame him.
Yeah, he did.
Thor's like, why the fuck are you doing this? But he tries to explain to him. He's like, look, yes, the winds and stuff, definitely my thing.
Right.
He's like, that's how I test people that want to come and speak to me. If they can make it through these winds and this harsh
Right.
cold,
They can talk.
they've gained an audience with me.
Right.
The imps were not mine.
Right. He made that
And
abundantly clear.
I was actually on my way to help, but you guys seem to have taken care of it.
like, bitch, you should have.
Flew a little faster.
Fuck you, bro. I would have. You know what? I probably would have quit this whole turn. Like, where you going? I'm leaving, man.
Thor apologizes.
Yeah, he did apologize for it,
And he's like, sorry for being a dick, basically. And he's like, you're your father's son. I get it. You're cool.
Right.
Have a feather.
though. Right. There you go. And that was the second thing they needed. There you go.
And they agree amongst themselves to work a little bit better together for the trouble that lies ahead. They know so things are only going to get harder. And then we see a shadow appear off in the distance.
Yeah, a shadow appeared.
Behind our heroes, which is Loki,
Again, Loki.
who is still following them.
I thought that was kind of weird. He just like, I mean, I know at the time I was like,
That's how the issue ends.
Is he just gonna pounce too? I'm waiting for somebody to pounce, ready to just like, hey, I'm here. Hello, surprise, bitch. Hello, did you miss me? Like, where did you come from? Like, I've always been here. Like, you ain't paying attention.
Now, we go from there, we move on to issue 4, Warriors Teen Part 4, drops May 12th, 2004. This is actually one of my favorite issues out of the 6.
Right. Which I like the 5th one, but yeah, the 4th one was okay.
Was it this one? Yes. So our heroes are laying by a lake, and Sif decides the boys are going to hunt while she bathes.
She said, you guys smell like the shed of a sheep or shed of something. Like, what the hell? Like, wait,
right.
What? And they said, well, you guys go bathe. Or no, I'm going to go bathe first. You guys go hunt. And remember, no peeking. I said, you know what? Fuck
and they
this
agreed
shit.
to it. They're like, all right, no peeking.
Listen, no peeking. I got you.
So Loki, who still is now creepy, by the way, because he's watching her bathe.
He was watching her bathe. I said, you were funny.
Decides to fuck with Thor. And he makes Thor hear her scream.
Yep. Ah!
So he runs back to check to see if she's all right, and he is visually embarrassed. He had like the whole anime red face. Oh, I'm sorry. Look going on.
He had the kawaii face look on. Oh my god.
He turns his back because he's embarrassed. He's like, "Oh my god!"
He did a harem anime. He's like, "Oh my god, it's one of my 6 girls I'm dating."
She does this fucked up thing where she walks up behind him seductively and like puts her arms around his shoulders, and then
And I'm like, Sif, weren't you this badass person that's like
all of a sudden decides to try and throw Thor.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, this is going to be a good time to spar. At some point, she got clothes back on. I don't know when this happened.
Yeah, I don't know
I
how
guess
that
as she was walking up, she decided to, who knows.
Right, magic.
But she goes to throw him. He reverses it, throws her instead.
Right, because Thor is still a fighter. Like, what the fuck? Like, what, you ain't gonna, no. Sorry, try again.
And they end up landing right next to each other and kind of have this almost romantic moment together.
Sure.
That then is not romantic at all.
Nope. Not a damn thing.
Like, they stare at each other, they kind of smile.
Right.
And then they start laughing.
Right.
And talking shit. And then all of a sudden, Boulder comes back.
And Boulder's like, I got the wood. I'm like, oh.
And he's like, what is going on? I thought I heard a disturbance. And they just kind of look at him. They don't say shit.
And poor Boulder, he went from bitch to I feel so sorry for Boulder now. I'm like, damn it, Boulder, you just third wheel, man.
Right, he gets third wheeled.
Right, he's like, God damn it. He's like, I don't even know what's going on. I'm like, you fail. Badly, bro.
But yeah, so they don't say nothing to him.
Oh no.
But Loki actually gets frustrated that they're not arguing with each other. Like, his whole point is to split them up.
Well, yeah, like the first two episodes, two issues, they were arguing. Now it's like they're not arguing no more.
So then we see where was I? There we go. We see that the secret person is watching on, and she's now interested in having a possible ally because she finally sees Loki that is there. So all of a sudden, we now know they're not working together.
Right.
Whoever it is.
Yeah, sure.
Fast track, our heroes are walking through the desert, and all 3 of them end up getting eaten by the quicksand.
That was so.
And it was funny how it happens.
Right.
So like Sif was the first one.
Right. Whoa.
And hers was because she was just excited.
Right. Just excited. Whoa. Like, oh my god, she's the bitch thinking.
So then Thor gets mad and decides he's going to fight the sand.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening, Thor?
He gets eaten by the sand. And when we say eaten by the sand, it's not like there's like a mouth.
No, they're getting
pulled down by quicksand.
This quicksand. He's. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
And then Boulder goes where they've now both been taken, and he just kneels down and he sits there.
Yep.
And then finally he's taken.
Oh yeah, he just gave up. I know Boulder gave up like how the guy did in the Suicide Squad. Like he just knew the star was coming toward him. He's like, you know what? Just take me, bro. I'm not gonna fight this shit.
And then, funnily enough, then we see Loki following.
Yep.
And he gets he's like, what happened? Where'd they go? And then he gets eaten by the sand.
Yep.
So then we find out. So our heroes wake up inside the Genia mines.
Right, the Genia mines. Yep.
And we find out that the Genia are actually a creature.
Mm-hmm.
A type of creature that feeds off of emotion.
Yep, which that is.
And they start to swarm the three of them.
Yeah, that was actually kind of scary. I was like, well, what the hell is that thing?
Balder yells at Thor and says, "Release your anger."
Right, because he has anger.
And then tells Sif to release her fear.
Right.
They decide to go ahead and listen because he's the only one that's not being attacked.
Right.
And they release their things, and they then realize that the Genia stones are actually dead Genia who have passed away.
Yep. Which that's interesting. I like that concept right there. They're dead Genia who passed away.
So they take one of the Genia stones.
Yeah.
And they go ahead and Sif, after she grabs the gem, she kisses Balder on the cheek and thanks him.
Oh dear.
Which you see Thor get kind of jealous about.
I just like, here we go. We were doing so fucking well, people. Like, we were doing so well, bro.
Right.
God damn it.
And they debate on if love or hate is a stronger emotion.
Right.
We all know Loki's filled with hate.
Hate, right.
And he got eaten quick.
Right, it was a whoop.
But then we do see he's actually been captured somehow and transported by Karnilla.
Yeah, or the chicken.
Which, by the way, that's when we find out is Karnilla.
Yeah, because the most villain. Yeah.
She's the lady that was been standing behind the mirror that neither of us even knew existed in the Marvel Universe. I'm pretty sure she's probably got a much bigger, and she's probably a much bigger role in like Norse mythology and stuff.
Well,
too,
yeah, cause she's the North Queen. I'm like, sure. If I read mythology, I would probably know who the hell she is.
She's the Norn Queen. I'd never personally heard of her, or if I did, it was in passing. It was never like a major story.
Right.
But she is.
And Loki's like, who are you? I am Karnilla. I'm like, oh, okay. Fuck. You're not Hela. Damn it.
But yeah, she is the villain in this series, and that's how the series ends. She's captured Loki.
Yeah.
And
literally, that's capture Loki. That's it. Yeah.
So then we move on to issue 5, which is called The Warriors.
Which I personally like this one. I like this
I loved the last 3 of this.
Yeah, all of them are good, but this one,
all of them are good, but it's like the first 3 were just kind of like, okay, we're trudging along.
We're trudging along.
And then from like 3 on, is when it or not 3, 4, 5, and 6 was when this got really, really interesting.
This 5 was interesting to me, but yeah.
So our heroes arrive in Lilitha,
Yep,
which is a forest that appears to be dying.
Right, which
all the leaves are orange and red. They're falling, which never happens.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a healthy, like an oasis in a way, isn't it? Kind of like an oasis, like But they're dying though.
But then Loki shows up to tell them that Karnilla plans to attack Asgard and that he escaped.
And
to
Sif
bring
ain't having this shit. She's like,
I wasn't either. I was like, bullshit. Now you're helping her.
Like, cause he came out of nowhere. I was like,
Loki,
bullshit. This is like not the way you supposed to be.
Bullshit. I seen you get captured,
Loki.
And you probably have a thing for Karnilla.
Loki, you're not supposed to. Hey guys, bro, you the. That's not how you're supposed to do that, bro.
But he goes on to basically explain, like, she goes to kiss him, and he draws power from her that allows him to free himself.
Nick was like, yo.
And he escapes, and I'm like,
this is
what?
Bullshit.
This is some straight bullshit.
Hey, that iRobot, I'm allergic to bullshit. I'm allergic to the bullshit, bro. What you doing? And Sif is ready to kill him. Like, you come on.
But Thor tells Sif and Balder, hey, take Loki back to Asgard. When I get the water from the lake, I'll be there.
Right.
Loki conjures some leaf horses, which is pretty cool.
Badass.
Sif then gives Thor a kiss on the cheek.
Oh dear.
And everyone is on their way.
Right.
Thor runs across a rock golem
Right.
that he makes short work of. Super quick. Knocked him out.
Oh, like
rock
in Thor
golem,
2 where he goes,
done. Not that quick.
He's like,
Might as
else?
well have been, though.
It's just, right. he just blasted right
He
through
killed
him.
Korg's great-grandfather.
Damn it, Corky's just dying everywhere. Damn it. Great. My grandfather died by an Asgardian. Oh, was it Thor? Fuck. Yes, it was.
Right. But then they go on to find out that he finds out that the lake is dry.
Bro, and let me tell you, that emotion was lit because he was so mad.
This was the last thing they needed. This water was the last thing needed.
And all he was touching was dirt. And I was like, oh no.
But he goes ahead and
Cornelia killed the lake.
Right. He goes ahead and takes some of the sand and puts it in his flask as a reminder that he failed.
That he failed. And he and the last words I remember reading, he was like, Cornelia will pay for this. I said, whoa, okay, here we go. Like, let's go.
He returns home in time to help in the ongoing
and he
war.
said, for Asgard. I said, this is what we love here, people.
This is where we see an enchantress, just quick snippet of her fighting.
Yeah. Somewhat. Yeah.
And upon completion of the battle, Carnilla, off in the distance, shoots an arrow and hits Thor right in the heart.
And I was so pissed. I was like, what?
Killing Thor. Now here's the thing. I knew he wasn't going to stay dead. Obviously, because this is the beginning of his story. Yeah, this is his main
thing. But I was like, what the hell happened? He had like a moment and he was like, for Asgard. I was like, let's go. Even though that's 300. I was like, let's go. And then, like Venom, like right through the heart. Like, what happened?
Shot in the heart.
Sir,
you're to blame.
You hit a bad name.
Carnilla, you twat.
You twat.
You're lame.
And how the hell that arrow was... So that was that strong. Right there. Wow. That was so crazy. I would have ripped that off like, bitch, you dying. Right. Like, that should have... This should have had 5 issues.
And the issue ends with his death and Baldur and Sif are crying.
Yeah. I was like, is this really happening? I mean, I knew... And I should have known he was coming back. I was just like, wait a minute. This dude... That's why I like the issue 5 to be, because I'm like, damn, they actually played that card well, actually. I was like, whoa, we actually killed Thor?
Right.
Jesus Christ. I'm like, okay, how are we going to get out of this one, guys? Because we got another issue. How are we going to get out of this one? Something got to happen here. Better find the Phoenix.
Right.
Is that the Phoenix? She got the holy grail of feathers. Like, oh my God, grab one. Boom, right on the heart.
Right.
I'm alive, Asgard.
So then, issue 6, The Warriors Teen Part 6.
Yep.
Dropped July 14th, 2004. Mm-hmm. Carnilla leaves the battle and enters the throne room. Like, nobody was like, hey, stop. We're going to fuck you up. Like, she just disappears, appears in the fucking throne room.
Disappears. So she just made quick work of all the guards.
Where we see Odin.
Odin was ready.
Ready to defend.
Odin said, if you step any further, I will kill you. And she's like, okay, come at thee. All right, and I said, all right, here we go, bitch, let's go. Because he was ready.
And they have a battle.
Because Odin was already pissed off. My son's gone. So
he doesn't know yet.
Oh, he don't know. Right. He don't know. Right.
But he's there to defend his throne room.
Because you ain't gonna just walk up in my throne. He said, come at thee. Like,
come at thee.
Come at thee. Like, because you step any further, I will kill you. He said, I will kill you.
He is on the cusp, though. He's about to kill Carnilla when he looks over and sees Thor laying there.
Oh, man, he was ready. He's ready to put that in the heart. Dagger. Or sword in the heart, man.
He drops Carnilla, goes over, and takes sand from the lake of Lilitha, from the
flask.
The flask that Thor had.
Right.
And kind of pours it on top of Thor. Now, when this happens, I'm thinking it's in like a warrior's thing. Like it's like a warrior, ritual or something.
Right.
Like he died in battle here, dropping the whatever.
Because I'm like, this is happening. Guys, come on, y'all. This is Thor's main story. Somebody, anybody, anything.
Right.
Something happened.
So he places it over Thor's body, thanks Baldur and Sif for being as good of friends to Thor as they are.
Right.
He's like, you guys made his life amazing, and he would thank you for everything you've done for him. Which causes Sif to lose her shit.
Yeah, she just starts just bawling and crying.
She starts bawling
badly, like whoa.
Her tears end up hitting the sand. The sand turns into water, and Thor wakes up.
And I said, damn, that shit got a healing powers like that. What type of Legend of Zelda shit is this? I was like, what am I? I think I said, what am I reading? What happened?
Right. So Thor takes the arrow out of his chest.
Right.
No
I forgot
harm.
the arrow was still in this.
No harm, no foul, I guess.
We're not gonna throw it back at Cornelia right in the head. We're not gonna kill her.
And then this is the part I love the most about this issue. Odin explains to them. He says, like, I knew this would happen.
Yeah.
Like, I know what the power of the water does, but I had to make you guys really believe that he was gone so that you would cry, so that your tears could
he had me
activate
believe this
and
bitch
have
was
this-
gone. I said, what the f-? And then, but Cornelia had one more trick up her sleeve.
Carnilla snags up Yoki.
Yeah,
Yoki?
Yep. We're leaving that shit in, boys. That's it.
Loki.
Yoki.
Yoki. Let's start calling you Yoki.
Yoki.
What up, Yoki?
What up? You causing trouble, Yoki? We're gonna talk about that at work. Yoki, my boy, what's good?
But Carnilla grabs Loki.
Right, he said, "Oh, are you gonna save your other son?" Because like she was laying out like he wanted to kill it, and Loki's like, "Hold on, bro, whoa, Saved by the Bell moment." Like, no, I wanted to.
So she's got the knife to his throat.
Right, knife to the throat. He's like, right.
And Balder steps in, and Balder's like, "Yo, how about you take my life instead of Loki's?"
Yeah, Boulder. Damn, Boulder became a 360 character. Goddamn. Yeah, he said, "Take
And
mine."
she throws Loki to the side,
Right,
and puts the knife right at Balder's throat.
Yeah, I thought, well, Boulder's about to die a horrible death. God
And
damn.
she asks how she could do something like that, and he tells her he sees good in everyone,
Right.
even her.
Right, like you have some good in you.
She kind of has a moment.
Yep.
Of shock,
And disappears.
and then just disappears.
Right, and they're like, "What did you do?" And he's like, I guess showed her something. I guess good in her, so she's gonna be gone for a little bit. That's okay.
Showed her something about herself that she didn't even know.
Right, that she didn't know. So I said, well, this one-off villain is gone. Have a good day. That's what she really was, a one-off villain. Okay.
So then, they're like, it's going to take a month to get the sword. Let's go party, do our thing.
Right.
Let's sit in the Warriors Hall.
Let's drink, eat, all that jazz.
A month later, we have received the legendary sword. And yes, I say sword. I know it's sword. But I like to pronounce the
Yoki
W.
sword. There we go.
The legendary sword Svarden.
So that's what it's called. It's
Svarden. Now, here's the thing. I spent this entire series thinking they were going to get this fucking sword and it was going to go to Sif.
And I said that at work. I said, you thought it was going to go to Sif, weren't you? And he's like, yes. I was like, ha-ha. See?
Sif's the best fighter out of all of them.
Right. And I said, well, Boulder's the strategist. And he
yeah,
said,
strategy doesn't mean he's going to be using that sword, though. You got to give it to the person who's going to use the fucking sword.
He said, put the sword on somebody's ass. That was so funny.
But I may be a little bitter about this.
I knew he was going to be bitter because I was like, you think it was going to be Sif? He's like, yes.
Well, here's the thing. We know it's not Thor.
No. Thor gets the hammer.
Thor gets the hammer. So it's only one of two people that are going to get this. And I had a 50% chance of getting it right, and I did not get it right. And I still think it should have gone to Sif.
Because I was thinking, I hate to tell you, I was thinking Boulder, because Boulder literally...
Or maybe Valkyrie.
Or Valkyrie, yeah, because Boulder from the second issue, even though they had arguments, I get it, but there were times like second issue, we gotta work together. Third issue,
he was definitely the leader in this situation.
Both the little pixies, bam, okay, they're not regenerating. Third, you gotta control your... Like, every time, like, it was like leading up to this, I was like... I hate to say, but I'll say, why would he not get the sword? Honestly, I mean, I get it. Other than brute strength, I get it. He's not like a fighter. I get it, but he's worthy of it. That's his. Yeah. I thought it would be common sense to me. Maybe I'm looking at it like that. I'm like, that's how I saw it.
No. It does make sense.
Right.
For me, it wasn't a lack of common sense. I think,
no, I didn't. Yeah.
I think whoever's the best fighter should have the weapon they'll be the one to be able to put the best use to it.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, Boulder's a talented fighter too.
No, yeah. But he's the better
who eventually gets left in the dust by everyone. But
yeah, unfortunately, right. I read his little bio.
I felt like, but then again, I feel like if anybody else is going to get any other special weapons, like I could see Sif getting like a special bow and arrow at some point made for her, or whatever. I don't know. Although I'm sure there was probably somebody somewhere that knows enough about Norse mythology that as they were reading through it, they're like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait for Balder to get this sword." It's like, yeah, fuck you, fuck you and your extracurricular activity.
Because you know damn well you're gonna have somebody who really like just go past the comics and like, oh yeah, Boulder was supposed to get a sword. He gonna get a shield. He gonna get a whole armor. Like, damn, you know the whole story of Boulder, huh? I thought I was gonna say with Thor. No, fuck it. It's all about Boulder.
So,
but yeah,
above all, like overall impressions, I actually when I first decided to do this, I gave Ralph 2 weeks.
Badass.
I read these 2 weeks ago. I have not read past. There's 6 more issues in the Son of Asgard series, and then the Son of Asgard series is over.
Right.
At which point the next series is Origin, which is like Wolverine's origin.
Can't wait.
Like actual origin, not like the Weapon X origin, but like.
Oh no, we're talking about. I'm just kidding. No, we're talking about the comic books.
Bone Claw Wolverine.
Well, we're not talking about the $20 cent like CGI cloth that. No. You looked in the mirror. Look at the claws.
But yeah, so I went into this without really any expectations.
Well, yeah.
Other than it'll be an okay story at the very least.
Right.
Again, Thor is one of those heroes outside of the MCU. Like, the MCU has done so well with, like, the writing of these characters.
Right.
That I really do enjoy watching them. But I didn't know how I was going to enjoy reading a Thor comic. I'm guessing, though, since it was in 2004, it's probably much better written than whenever we do get to, like, some of the older stuff that was written in, like, the 50s, 40s, 50s, and 60s and stuff like that.
You talking about that rough shit. That's going to be rough. Badly rough. Goddamn.
But for now, like...
And this Thor was literally how I saw in, like, when I even look at the comic, this is like how I see first Thor when he said, go back, when he went to the Bifrost, and he only brought his little companions with him. And
right.
He said, well, go back to your thing, little boy. And then you hear him say, God damn it. Damn! I was like, yep. This is Thor. This Thor will actually, this is literally the continuation of how this Thor is. Just an arrogant, brass, whatever the fuck. Yeah, exactly.
He's an arrogant, brash butthole.
Butthole, yep. And all he had to do was leave it. He did not leave that Bifrost. He called him little boy. It's a little boy.
But even then, by then, he's already grown into a good fighter.
Yeah.
Here, he's a decent fighter.
But he gets slapped.
But he still gets knocked around. Right?
The dragon beat the shit out of him. The pixies beat the shit out of him.
The dragon and the pixies whooped his ass.
What is this? They won't get... like, oh.
He is good against rock creatures, though.
Right, damn.
But yeah, so I ended up being extremely pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. It was good written.
And again, it's one of those things, too, where, like, I could not have been a comic reader back when these things were first coming out.
Right.
Because, like, this is a month in... Hold on. It was March. It was March to July.
Yeah.
March, April, May, June, July. So just these 6 issues, and there's another 6 after this. Just these 6 specific issues took 5 months. So we're talking about a year-long arc.
Jeez.
Waiting month to month for things to drop. I've done the whole month-by-month thing with Civil War II. I was super excited when Civil War II came out. I bought each issue the days that they came out.
Oh, wow.
I read them. I think I've still got 2 or 3 of them hiding somewhere. I don't know where the rest of them ended up disappearing to. Moves, breakups, whatever.
Right.
But at the time, it was driving me batshit, dude.
Because you were waiting.
Like, I want to know the story.
Because you leave on this little cliffhanger. It's like, what the hell is this?
And with, like, the newer comics, especially, like, mid to late 2000s on, it's not like you actually sit down and read one comic and it takes 20, 30, 40, or it doesn't take too long to get through. You're talking about, like, one issue. I was reading through each one of these issues, only took, like, 10 minutes to get through. And I'm like, you're really going to make me, like, 10 minutes and then wait 3 weeks, 10 minutes and then wait? Like, that drives me batshit. Because I'm like Kat in this. I hate cliffhangers. I hate having to wait. This is why I like What If so much, by the way, because each story has a beginning, middle, end, and then the next episode's its own
move
story.
To the next episode. Let's go.
So I'm cool with this. We can keep this. We can keep What If going.
But ending like,
like even Loki ended at the season end. Like, really, this is what we're leaving off with.
The post credits said he'll return in season 2. I'm like, what is this? What is this shit? We ain't getting no post credit. This is he'll return. I'm like, oh. Damn. All right. That's it. That's all we're getting from it, man. We're not getting nothing else.
So I love Marvel Unlimited. I love being able to binge through things.
Yeah.
It is
that
so much fun.
Is on point. When you told me about that, yeah. It's good.
So yeah, we're going to read the next 6 issues over the course of the next week. I'll probably have them all done tomorrow and have everything set up.
And I'm going to binge that.
He's going to wait until the night before. I'm gonna read all 6. I'm waiting for him to keep this same energy, and then when we get to the Spider-Man comics that actually take me almost 20-30 minutes to get through each comic,
you think I won't?
You are going to hate life.
I know I'm gonna hate life, but you think I won't finish this shit? Do you, bro? I will binge this and be like, so Peter Parker did what? Like with who? He like, don't, and then you gonna text me, don't act like you didn't read Spider-Man. You gonna text me every time, like, you didn't read that shit.
Actually, I can see him actually doing Spider-Man throughout the week. He actually loves Spider-Man.
Oh, I love Spider-Man. I will milk that shit like candy, bro. Like, I love it.
But no. So yeah, I'm actually super excited to get through the next 6. I have no clue where the story is going because, I mean, this was a story arc. So we got the beginning, middle, and end. The next 6 are a whole different arc. So we'll get to see where they go from there, where, you know, he uses, like, where Balder might use his new sword.
Right.
Whatever. We might actually see how Thor gets the hammer. Who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
But it was good. This whole thing was good. The 3 were better, though. The ending 3 were better, though. It was good, but 3 were better.
I loved how how it ended, too, with all 3 of them standing there saying, for Asgard, with their weapons.
Right, they like saying that, for Asgard. He kept saying that a lot in the issues. For Asgard, as he get whopped. Like, okay, you gotta stop saying Asgard if you're gonna keep getting your ass kicked, bro.
He's the eventual king of Asgard.
Yeah, yes he is.
So, but yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, this is something I'm super looking forward to.
I have fun.
I'm excited to, you know, delve into the comic side of things. And obviously there is a whole plethora of shit to cover in Marvel, whether it's comics, TV shows, movies. We're here for it all.
Marvel is going to be here forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So, might as well.
Right. But with that being said, I guess we're going to go ahead and end it here. What would you rate the 6? Oh, that is something we're not going to do here that we do everywhere else. We are not tiering these comics. There's way too many fucking of them. Many of them.
No.
We're just going to give our ratings of the arcs and move on.
I give it an 8.
You give it an 8?
What about you?
I'd probably give it an 8.
Because, like I said, some of the bickering was kind of, okay, I get it.
It started off funny.
Then it got kind of annoying.
And then it got kind of old in the middle. And then it finally, like, they stopped bickering. And I'm like, all right, this is a team. This is their friends.
Right. Like, 1 minute we was arguing.
Both of them really want to hit Sif.
Right! What the?
We find out Sif, in the end, is really only interested in Thor. Even though she will never get with him because he's too busy hitting on Jane.
Yes, he is. He ready to go get the night nurse. That's why you spend them lonely nights in the hospital? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I have the power. Oh my god, that's He-Man. Oh my god.
He's over here mixing up his universes.
Hell yeah, like a boss.
But alright guys, so that is going to end it. Again, thank you guys all for stopping by and hanging out with us.
This was fun. Let's do it. I can't wait to do another one of these. It's great.
It'll get also better and easier as we go.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you guys for watching. Again, this is Ralph.
Hello.
I'm Depraved. This is the Pound/Marvel Media Podcast. We thank you guys for watching. Excelsior.
Excelsior. See you later, guys. I'm going to go to sleep.